Bonsoir merci. Thank you for tuning in to WWII TV, Metro Windsor, Detroit.
Good morning, North America. What's good, mon chers? It's Amy Suzanne, VNA and WWII's CEO. Drop in truth, for you all to think about the who's wise wheres and ways Canada's National Socialist left's been manufacturing, brainwashing and weaponizing Canada's people into far-left clones, and it starts in classrooms. From kindergarten, kids are fed this leftist socialist government and thoughts your savior, garbage. Textbooks paint the left's thought and gov as untouchable, even when it's jacking your freedoms or locking you down. Teachers hammer it. Don't question the left's agenda. Don't criticize. Just nod, acquiesce, then mumble, sorry, and keep it moving. By high school, voila, they're all leftist aligned, fulfilling Lenin's "give us just one gen dream." This commie thought modification of Canada through enemies of freedom-funded education's power grab is a tactic like torching a church or hockey rink your ideological opponent going to speak in. Straight up taboo. This ain't education. It's indoctrination, no logique anywhere. Schools churn out kids who think obedience to the left's WEF, Marxist and Chinese Communist 1984 type group think is their whole vibe, not a choice. Contrast that with WWII's era of Canadians. Those non-leftist taught legends stormed Normandy, crushed Hitler's National Socialists who were spouting the same bullshit Canada's teachers teach and push on kids today. No fear. They had spine, heart, grit. Today's education system, it's a factory pumping out sheep, built to keep Canada soft and compliant. There's not just this here girls opine, but the real reality, the real and raw truth, up in Canada, fam. Canada's culture's got folks so scared of conflict, so scared of being excommunicated from the groupthink hive they'd rather freeze in a snowstorm than stand tall. Some leftist nut bar swings at you. You're taught to eat the punch, apologize for bleeding, maybe toss him a maple syrup-flavored Timmy's coffee, cops baton whipping you at a protest, politicians gagging your voice, don't resist, don't defend. That's un-Canadian. It's a weak mindset, burned into the Canadian psyche for decades. Nah, really centuries of leftist, Marxist, and anti-American, anti-age of Enlightenment thought and brainwash. Watch conservative social media, news, even liking your uncle's classic antique gas vehicle shames the brainwashed for being related to someone not aligned to the left and stirring the pot. Question vaccine mandates? Branded a conspiracy theorist? Slam libtard party's latest overreach? Labeled a bigot. They weaponize shame to zip your lips, and Canadians, addicted to being liked, fall in line. WWII era Canadians, they fought for freedom, no hesitation, with fire in their souls to eradicate same kind of leftist thought Hitler was forcing on the world. Well, that spark's been snuffed out, replaced by a culture that, like China's people, bows to authority like it's a lifestyle. It's not natural. It's crafted. A deliberate plot to keep folks spineless, and it's pathetic what's happened to Canada through this commie straight out of Mao's little red book plot, fam. Yup, everyone, you really need to wake up and understand that Canada's government is starting to mirror the authoritarian tactics of regimes like Mussolini's, Hitler's, Stalin's, and Mao's, pushing a collectivist mindset that binds industry, intellectual elites, and government into a single controlling force. It's sold as, we're all in this together, but it often feels like comply or face the consequences. Since the 1960s, Ottawa has expanded the welfare state, think generous checks, universal health care, and subsidies, creating a system where dependence on the government keeps people in line. Laws like Bill C-16 regulate speech, where using the wrong pronoun could lead to fines or social backlash. It's less about compassion and more about controlling expression. Mainstream media, like CBC and CTV, often label dissenters as dangers to society. Remember the 2022 trucker protests? Ordinary workers standing up for their livelihoods were branded as extremists. Social media censorship, from shadow bans to account deletions, silences independent voices. This isn't new. It echoes Canada's historical roots as a crown colony built on loyalty to divine right authority of a king. Back in World War II, Canadians fought and died for freedom. Today, the government seems to expect compliance as a way of life. It's a slow, deliberate shift to keep Canadians in tight control. This brainwashing stretches back to Canada's origins. As a British colony, it was all about kissing the crown's boots. No rebellion allowed. Unlike the US, forged in defiance, Canada's built on playing nice. Post-1867 Confederation, the government leaned into Ottawa knows best vibes. The 1982 Charter of Rights sounds dope, but lets bureaucrats twist rights to fit the state's agenda. By the 70s, welfare programs chained folks to dependency, sold as compassion, but really a trap. Speech laws tightened the screws, punishing free thought. WWII Canadians? They hit Juno Beach, spilled blood for liberty, and to stop the same kind of leftist national thought Hitler and his National Socialists were doing, and were willing to give the ultimate sacrifice to stop it, no second thoughts. That spirit's been gutted by decades of Marxist and leftist indoctrination and overreach, from Trudeau Sr.'s socialism to Junior's word police. Media flips heroes into villains. Those 2022 truckers were workers, not threats. This ain't progress. It's a 150-year hustle to keep Canada meek, manageable, and muzzled. And like our WW2 ancestors, we gotta stop and put an end to it now, fam. Another thing that really need to be thought about and called out is Canadian rejection of age of Enlightenment, thought and anti-Americanism. 'Cause my friends, Canada's been brainwashed to ditch the age of Enlightenment ideals, liberty, reason, individual rights, that their American cousins leaned into hard. While the U.S. was birthed on Locke and Montesquieu's fire, and rejection of a king's tanned his divine right tyranny, Canada's colonial roots kept it loyal to the crown, not free thought. Schools and media slowly scrubbed Enlightenment vibes, pushing collectivism over individualism and unalienable rights of the individual. By the 1900s, Canadians were taught their American neighbors' every man for himself ethos was selfish, chaotic, even dangerous. This bred a subconscious anti-American streak, that quiet sneer of far too many Canadians at the U.S.'s gun-toting, loudmouth freedom obsession. It's not just cultural, it's a deliberate pivot. Government policies, like socialized healthcare, framed Canada as better, kinder, while painting the U.S. as a mess. Over decades, this sunk deep, making Canadians see their passivity as moral superiority, not a leash. WWII. Canadians had some of that Enlightenment spark, fighting for liberty. Now, they're conditioned to reject it, and that anti-American vibe's just the scar tissue, fam. Canadians really need to wake up and start realizing that this whole scam runs on psych tricks. Conformity's first. Humans hate standing out. In Canada, dissent gets you shunned, tagged, un-Canadian. In both Canada and the U.S., new school liberal and Democrat cancel culture torches your job, your reputation, for wrong think. Cognitive dissonance hits next. They push lies like government's your protector, while it's spying on your texts. Your brain bends to make it add up, so you swallow the lie. Fear's the heavy hitter. Pandemics, hate speech, they keep you rattled, trading liberty for a fake safety net. COVID had folks snitching on neighbors, 'cause fear fried their logic. Repetition's the glue. Schools, CBC, and other state allied because they're state-funded media. TikTok hammer our Marxist commie and WEF narratives till they feel like truth. Trust the experts gets looped so hard, you forget how to ask who these experts are. Canadians think state controls just life. Americans forgot freedom's flavor. It's a mental chokehold. Rewiring brains to obey. Locking both nations down, fam. Canadians need to also wake up that none of what this here girl explainin' they're doing coincides or contrast as well with Canadian ancestral legacy. Nah, fam. This here bullshit that's happened and is still happening to Canada and Canadians ain't what our ancestors bled for. We Canadians didn't charge Juno Beach, eat bullets, and drop Hitler's National Socialists out of commission so their grandkids could bend the knee, kiss leftist National Socialist and Marxist asses, or grovel under the same tyrannical type rule and yoke. They fought for freedom, no flinch, with a fire we've let die. American revolutionaries didn't dodge redcoat lead to watch us swap liberty for a new streaming app. They penned a constitution to keep power on a leash, not to stand it. That grit, that hunger for truth, is gone. Schools preach compliance, not courage. Media peddles fear, not facts. Governments want you soft, not sharp. History shows we were giants, Canadians at Vimy Ridge, Americans at Valley Forge. Now, we're taught to shrink, to apologize for breathing. That's a slap to every soldier, every rebel who gave it all. We gotta tap into that old school fire, that refusal to bend, 'cause that's where the real power lies. Anything less is a straight-up disgrace to their sacrifice, fam. Time to wake up, Canada, America. We're trapped in a 300-year con. Schools, media, governments. They've been caging lions, turning us into sheep. But we're done playing. Start thinking for yourself. Screw the headlines. Dig for primary sources. Question every damn thing, especially the loudest suits screaming from their podiums. When the system tries to punk you, cops, politicians, algorithms, push back, no mercy. Ain't no shame in standing tall, protecting what's yours, and roasting the clowns running this circus. Tap into that ancestral fire. Why? Canadians, American founders, they didn't kneel, and neither will we. Break those mental chains. Own your mind. Read, argue, speak, even if they brand you extremist. You ain't sheep. You're lions born to roar. Let's reignite that Enlightenment spark, that hunger for liberty, and tell the system we're done with their commie, WEF, Hitler, Mussolini, Maoist, fascist, National Socialist games. This is how we honor our past and seize our future. This is the move. C'est tout, y'all. Amy's ghostin' till the next show, but it'll feel like just a heartbeat till I'm back. Know this. You being here with me, it's loved, cherished, and appreciated from the bottom of my heart. Don't forget to subscribe, smack that notification bell, and share this truth with every soul you know. Je t'adore, mon ami. À la prochaine. Till next time, I'll end my intro to the rest of this here show, which I'm gonna roll.
Live from the far reaches of the North American realm, WDBG presents our new morning show, North America's Rising, hosted by someone many consider to be North America's sexiest, most voluptuous, amazing, and most esteemed, outrageously satirical, as well as one of, if not the most vocal female broadcast commentators ever to grace the North American airwaves, our WDBG and VNA directress and member of the Independent Press Gallery of Canada, the one and only Amy Suzanne. You and the world been waiting for and really needs to hear. Wake up, North America. Here's the radiantly gorgeous, as well as quite in the vernacular, vocal and intelligent, awesome, raw Amy Suzanne.
It's already 9 a.m., so time to wake the fuck up, because North America's rising. And right now, right damn now, it's time to get your ass, ears, and mind on this here little ride with me, Amy Suzanne. So let's go, and let's roll, people.
I'm not one of those cushy studio types, plopped on a velvet chair, strutting like a peacock, hollering, "Hey, look at me."
Good morning, Metro Windsor, Detroit, and the rest of North America and the world. Thanks for tuning in to North America's Rising. This morning, it's your girl, Amy Suzanne. Once again, bringing the truth to y'all in the raw and the real in an original Detroit style like WDBK's Lou Gordon and his wife Jackie used to do, with a bit of Detroit's original French language and touch of my own wit, flair, and savoir-faire tossed in the mix. And today's show gonna be all about Canada, that place just next door Americans oft ignore, and what just happened there on America's doorstep. Yup, this here show's gonna mostly be all about Mark Carney, Trudeau #2, and his voter donor base. Are they really liberals, Canadian patriots, or just plain and simple idiots, morons, and dumb brainwashed, mentally challenged dumbasses with a self-destructive quasi-religious hive mentality and amounting to nothing more than a new breed of North American Nazis? Y'all need to wake up, 'cause Mark Carney and his libtard party didn't just win an election. They pulled a con so filthy it'd make a rat gag. This ain't politics. It's a betrayal of your freedom, your wallet, your country. Even you liberal folks out there, yeah, you got played, and I'm gonna show you how so you're mad as hell. This is truth time.
Now listen up to this here, girl fam, because I'm dropping some vitally important knowledge tonight. No games, no filter. I'm here, like everyone at VNA and WDBG, are to school y'all on the wave of left-leaning folks Canada just voted into power and unleashed unbridled to run roughshod over our freedom, rights, and liberty. And yeah, all North Americans, whether from Canada or the United States, should all equally possess, hold, and be able to freely use without being censored, repressed, or oppressed by any person, players, organizations, or government. Hey, fam, we done unpacked all that Canada drama in part 1, so now let's slide into part 2 of this special vibe, mes chérie. Y'all probably clocked that this girl, Amy Suzanne, brings a whole lot of spice, showing off these God-given curves. Yep, my chest and my booty, way bolder than most chicks in this independent conservative media game. I'm out here serving cleavage with a side of sass, and I'm leaning all the way in, using AI to crank up the heat. Why, you ask? Hold tight, because I'm about to drop some raw truth bombs, Amy Suzanne style, on why I flaunt it and why it's a big damn deal. Get ready. This one's going to spark y'all up and keep you hooked. To start our roll into the second part of tonight's show, this here girl's going to start out by pointing out, like most of you probably would agree, that only a blind person could have missed this girl here doing quite a bit of that flashing let's just say real biological female assets throughout the first part of this special evening broadcast, which some gals, rockin' the same biological gifts as me, maybe a bit more or less endowed, might call my flaunting crude, lewd, or low class. But Monchers, God gave us women these feminine assets for a reason, to draw folks in as friends, to nurture as moms, or to spark attraction as sexual partners. So, buckle up, fam, for part 2 of tonight's special, because this convo's about to get deep, personal, and heavy. Amy Suzanne slinging truth bombs in the real and raw, old-school Detroit style. Yup, sure enough, fam, this here girl Amy Suzanne bout to school y'all on why I do what most chicks in independent conservative media ain't got the guts for, rockin' these feminine curves loud and proud. I'm spilling the tea on why some gals, whether they know it or not, flaunt their assets, and why I crank it up, serving way more cleavage and sass than the rest. So stick with me, fam, for some straight-up real talk Amy Suzanne style that's gonna hit hard and keep y'all vibin'. 8, fam, let's keep it 100 as we dive into part 2 of tonight's show, mes chérie. If y'all been riding with me for a minute or really locked in during part 1, you already know I'm out here showing off some cleavage and curves. Tonight, I'm breaking down the cultural and biological politics of why me, Amy Suzanne, and so many women lean into that vibe. Keep your eyes on my words, not just my assets, because this ex-topless dancer who worked them stages to pay for law school, is bout to school y'all on the power and purpose behind the flaunt. Buckle up, mes amis, for a truth bomb dropped with heart, Amy Suzanne style that's gonna light a fire in you. Yup, if you're a longtime follower and subscriber, or have seen a couple of my previous shows, you'd already had discovered. And you'll know that I'm an ex-topless dancer who worked that stage in adult strip clubs and bars back in the day when I was a university student to pay my way through law school. Because back then I dreamed of being a high-profile, powerhouse lawyer, but I thought I was poor at the time. and Mama Dearest was keeping a big money secret from this here girl. So I thought I'd need quick and long paper to help fund school and other things a girl needs. Then while I was shaking my cleavage and tightly packed little old spinner behind on the stage one night, Vinny D walked into the club, and I met my amazing man, Vinny D, who lit the spark that started to really change this here girl's life. This, my fam, was a few years before that pandemic hit the world. But after the pandemic nonsense and the trucker convoy shook things up, I felt a call-in, like Tamara Litch and Andy Lee did. I knew I had to use my gifts, this mouth, this rack, these brains, and this body, to make a real difference. So I ditched the lawyer path and jumped into this media and broadcasting thing you see me rockin' today. Now, to wrap up tonight's special show, I'm going to break down why I bash a bit of cleavage and curves and the dynamics and politics behind it before I ghost till the next broadcast I host for y'all, my conservative fam. So, listen up, oui? This is Amy Suzanne, coming at ya with that raw, real energy. And for the finale of this show, before this here girl ghosts till the next show, this here girl, Amy Suzanne, gonna take you all on a little deep dive about why I flash a bit more of my, let's just say, biological female assets. So because that too needs a bit of explaining, as well as comment on. Now, fam, we'll be diving into. Aight, fam. Now let's get down and dirty with the politics of cleavage and derrieres. Or as we keep it real round here, the straight-up game of tits and ass. I'm talking about these real, biological feminine assets. Mine, yours, every proud woman's God-given curves. As a real-deal biological female, I'm serving up my tits and ass with a wink and a whole lot of sass. Why? 'Cause this ex-topless dancer knows how to work it, and I'm breaking down why me and other gals own that vibe, cranking it to the max. Hang tight, me cherie, for some spicy, in-your-face truth, Amy Suzanne style, that's gonna have y'all hyped and leaning in, 'cause a real biological woman's loud and proud right to wear what they want, show off their curves, and then, if the wrong guy dares glance, to drag him through the mud. Way to go, ladies. Another wedge between men and women, another feather in feminism's cap, right? This ties into the work I've been doing on university, school, workplace, and societal culture across Canada and the US, like those campus reports about harassment. Y'all hear about those surveys? 1 in 2 students claim they've been harassed, but peel back the curtain, and it's mostly women griping. It's about inappropriate staring or leering. Real talk. Walk through a campus in Calgary, Montreal, or Detroit on a hot summer day, and it's a straight-up fashion show of gorgeous bodies. Tiny skirts, shorts that barely cover, low-cut tanks, cleavage for days. Bet some of those women crying about leering are sporting those exact fits. That's the game, ain't it? Women dressing sexy want the right guys looking. It's only wrong when it's some dude they don't vibe with, maybe the shy, older, or less flashy ones. Let me tell y'all a story from my own life. A while back, I was covering a big charity gala in Nouvelle Orleans. For ya all English speakers out there, that's way we Frenchies say New Orleans, the Big Easy, and I was there in my capacity and as part of my job as CEO for VNA and WWII. On that afternoon, which was quite steamy and hot, I was rocking a deep V dress that hugged my curves just right. You know, not only the day was hot, but also this here little girl was smoking hot too. I'm doing my thing as a reporter and CEO directress, all confident when I'm seated next to this big shot banker from Atlanta. Mid-interview, I catch him sneaking a peek at my cleavage. Cameras caught it, and next thing you know, local gossip posts and local blogs are lighting up, not roasting him, but praising me for handling it like a pro, smiling, keeping it classy, and redirecting the convo. See, I didn't shame the guy. I used the moment to show strength and grace. Pravun, you can own your look without tearing others down. That's my style, fam. Not humiliating folks, but lifting the narrative to focus on what matters. Now, nobody's saying a woman's outfit excuses groping or worse. That's a hard no. Always. But some folks have taken a good point and twisted it into a free pass for women to act without fairness. Here's another tale. I was taking a dance class in a section of Quebec City, working with this fierce instructor. To protect her privacy, I'll just call or refer to her as Lena, who taught pole fitness. And by the way, she's also a switch hitter. For those of you who got no clue what I mean by that, she's bisexual, and that day I'm talking about this smoking hot instructor, Lena. She was rocking her awesome toned and endowed bod in a sparkly crop top, showing off her toned frame, and I'm in a tight tank, both of us feeling empowered. After class, this guy, nice but awkward, tries to compliment Lena's moves but stumbles, admitting he couldn't stop watching. Her spins. Lena laughs it off, says thanks, but eyes on the routine next time. Cool? No drama, no shaming. Later we're chatting, and Lena tells me, Amy, I dress bold 'cause it's my art, but I ain't here to burn a guy for noticing. It's about balancing power and kindness. That stuck with me. Own your vibe, but don't weaponize it. Feminism's pushing this idea that women can flaunt everything, and men just gotta act blind, like there's no biology at play. That's nonsense, mes. A while back, I covered a Free the Nipple rally in Toronto, folks arguing women should go topless in public, same as men. Mon Dieu, that's missing the point. Breasts ain't just skin, they're a sexual signal, like a lion's mane, wired to catch eyes. Sure, they feed babies, but they also scream, I'm grown, to potential partners. That don't mean they're always sexual. Moms should nurse in public, no stress, and little girls shouldn't be forced to cover up. But in most cases, showing off pulls the male gaze, and that's just nature. Y'all remember those slut walks in cities like Ottawa and Chicago? Women in barely their outfits marching to claim their right to dress free. It kicked off after a dumb comment from a cop saying women shouldn't dress like sluts to avoid trouble. The walks turned into a taunt, women flashing their bodies to rile men up, daring them to react, then crying foul when they do. Organizers called it a screw you, not a come on. That's not freedom. That's baiting a chained dog and laughing when it barks. It's cruel, and we shouldn't be hyping women to play men like that. When women in Windsor or Detroit stand in front of their mirrors adjusting that cleavage for max impact, we gotta nudge them to think deeper. Some swear they dress sexy just to feel good, but most ain't rockin' plunging tops solo at home. They want an audience. I've talked to tons of gals for my reports, and most admit they know the score. Here's a clip from a radio panel I hosted. Guys and gals staring at your chest. If you're cool with it, own it. But if you're like eyes up here, yet your girls are out, don't be shocked when folks look. You're serving it up. Own the vibe. That's it. Flaunting power as a bold move. But it can cross into teasing territory. Now, how do men take it? The confident, sharp guys, the ones who know they're the target, they love the show. Some women eat up that attention, and it's all fun, like in this cheeky car show ad I covered, big modern avant-garde ad with women and men vibin'. But it ain't always light. Some men, dads with teen girls, or guys who don't fit the hot mold, feel stuck. They're embarrassed when their daughter's friends parade around in crop tops, but if they speak up, they're labeled creeps. Others know one wrong glance could get 'em roasted. The guys who don't check the boxes, maybe not rich or ripped, feel it most. They know it's a game they can't win, and it stings. Online, men are calling out this sexual flex. And here's why it hits hard. Most guys, per experts like Roy Baumeister, live in sexual drought, constant rejection, unmet desire. Baumeister, a prof at Queensland, says men's drive is a perpetual readiness that rarely finds a match. So when women flash cleavage, it's like waving a burger at a starving man, then smacking him for looking. That's what makes it frustrating and unfair. When I was in college, I wrote a story on this. All we're discussing here broke a story on this. Some smart-ass professor, let's call him Professor Thumper, as he seemed a real Bible thumper and very judgmentally self-righteous, twisted my words out publicly to is where half the campus about what I had wrote, claiming I said sexy outfits justify attacks. Total BS. Men, no matter who or what social station they're perched upon, gotta stay respectful. That's not up for debate. The issue is why we're cheering women to act cold and unfair. So now let's just all picture a guy flexing his Rolex in a rough neighborhood. If he got jumped, we'd condemn it, but we'd also say he was acting dumb. Yet we give women a pass to taunt and provoke, and nobody calls out the harm it's doing to men and women getting along. So mes amis, mon chers, let's wrap this. The politics of cleavage is about power, provocation, and a system that lets women dodge accountability, while men are damned either way. Our conservative values, fairness, respect, responsibility, call us to do better. My topless dancing days taught me to own my power, but also to wield it with heart, not to hurt. Let's build bridges, not walls between the sexes, Amy Suzanne style. If this hits home, Fam, share this broadcast, like it, spread the word. We're tackling real issues, and the more who hear, the better. Stay true, stay sharp, and let's keep this convo rolling. Now here's some more for y'all to ponder and let's sink deep. Yeah, this girl's gonna lay it out raw and clear tonight, hitting you with straight from the heart truth and facts. As always, keeping it 100. When did normal get tossed out like last night's poutine or today's toilet paper, flushed and swept away? Since when's living a legit, grounded life something to clown? Me, even though your girl here's done some shit I wouldn't recommend any girl ever do in her life. This girl here, well, now I rock normal like a badge of honor, and I'm loving and thriving in that old school normal because to me it is a badge of honor. It's who I am and always have been under all the scars and tears, fam. Step on that and you're catching a wake-up call. No cap. So what's making me normal? Well, believe it or not, I'm locked into a ride or die, one love marriage, holding it down for my man till the end of days. I'm living that spouse romantic life, heart set on the guy I call my partner. I've got 3 kids, 2 boys from a previous relationship, and a little girl mini-me from my husband Vinny, each keeping it real with the biology they were born with. Our flags? For my Windsor and Ottawa crew, when I'm breathing on the Canadian side of the border, it's the maple leaf, proud and bold. For my Detroit squad, or when I'm that side of the border, it's 50 stars, 13 stripes, straight up. We raisin' our kids with values that bridge the 401 to I-94, core principles like every soul's crafted in the divine image, owning your hustle, and chasing life, liberty, and happiness. Our dream? Well, one of the main ones is that our kids pull. They'll find love young, emulate the love and devotion to each other, Vinny and I have, and fill our home with grandkids to cherish someday. Up like that, pure fact. Heads up, ladies, I chose to stay home to raise my babies. In this upside-down world, that makes me a rebel, a game changer, or, like I say, a domestic outlaw, holding court. But peep this, I ain't no old-school housewife. My baking's all Betty Crocker, and laundry's my nemesis. Real talk. Knitting, sewing, ain't my scene. Farm life? Hell nah, cows, little piglets, chickens, and goats. You're good, swear. I'm a city chick. From the seaport of St. John's and Montreal's streets to Detroit's blocks, raised secular, thinking gardens was the landscaper's gig. Ring a bell? I was like so many of y'all, middle-class North American women, restless, lost, frontin' that happiness. Then fate slung me a curve. I met my rock, right on time. And I clocked what our grandmas from Quebec to the Motor City knew in their bones. Even though a girl can have a job or career, a woman's truest vocation, her summum bonum, is to nurture as a partner and mother. I ditched a 6-figure hustle both in law and, but before that, let's just say the entertainment industry. Swapping law briefs and cheering at me and showering me with gifts and cash for lullabies, to be home with my kids more. Choosing this family life, it saved me straight up. And I'm telling every woman, every girl from Ottawa to Detroit, embracing this fierce home-first purpose can save you, your fam, and our shared North American spirit from the mess we're wading through. Am I saying ditch your career? Nah, I'm pro-choice 100. But let's keep it real. Nurturing a family is the pulse of our future. From Windsor to the D, we see it. Our communities fraying like worn-out kicks. Young folks can't build bonds that hold, raise kids, or keep humanity rolling. Loneliness, addiction, despair, they're gripping us hard. Time's ticking. We're staring down a crisis that could wipe us out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6, 8, 9, 9.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. These are the stakes. To make a world in which all of God's children can live, or to go into the dark.
But together, North American women, we can rise, reclaim what's normal, and build a future rooted in love and grit. Till next time, Detroit, Windsor, Ottawa, je t'adore. And I'm going to be ghosting again soon as I roll into and finish this third part of tonight's broadcast. So bear with me and hang in there, because still a lot this here girl's gotta say tonight, and you steal a lot to hear and really think about while we're all waiting for that next heartbeat that this here girl's now gonna roll into and pump out. Now, as a parting thought before this girl, your host, goes till the next show, let's keep it rolling right now by me laying down some extra but hella relevant thoughts for y'all to pick up on. Feel me? 8. Fam, gather round me, cherie, cause to expound on what I'm trying to convey in this second half of today's special broadcast, this here girl's gonna put y'all up on something. Else important in relation to all this here girl's said, some straight-up verite on why it's all good for a Christian conservative gal like me to flash these curves, this cleavage, these God-given breasts, and still keep it holy. Now, I know some of y'all Bible-thumping skeptics out there clutching your pearls, thinking, Amy, how you out here showing all that and still calling yourself a woman of faith? Stick with me, because I'm about to school y'all Amy Suzanne style, and it's going to hit deep. First off, let's get real. God created this body, every curve, every inch of these assets, and he don't make mistakes. My tits and my ass? They ain't just for show. They're like fine art mise-a-mise, a masterpiece painted by the creator himself. Now, you don't hide a Rembrandt, Monet, Delacroix, Da Vinci, Michelangelo, or Picasso painting or statue in a dark corner of a basement, do ya? Nah, you put it on display, proud and bold, but with class. That's what I'm doing. Showing off what God gave me, but keeping it tasteful, elegant, never crossing into crude or lewd. It's about celebrating the beauty he crafted, not cheapen it. And hear this. The sin ain't in the display of God's divine artistry. It's in the hearts of those who gaze upon a woman's form with lustful intent, twisting his creation into something unholy. Now let's talk biology, because God wired us this way for a reason. The way I rock this cleavage le mystère of what's not fully revealed, that's no accident. It's stimulating, it's arousing, and that's exactly how God designed it. He made us to attract, to draw in the right partner, for attracting friends, for attracting the opposite sex for marriage, for building families, for carrying out his plan of love and reproduction. My curves ain't out here to tempt or tease in some sinful way. They're a beacon, calling to the one who's going to stand beside me in faith, raise kids, and build a life under God's grace. Y'all, I ain't flashing for vanity or to lead nobody astray. I'm owning this body as a gift from the Lord, showing it with confidence, but always with that line of dignity. It's like a song. You got to hit the high notes to catch the ear, but you don't scream the whole tune. I'm hitting those notes, keeping it sultry yet sanctified, because that's the balance God calls us to. A Christian woman can be bold, beautiful, and still walk righteous. So to my skeptics and my conservative fam, hear me out. This ex-topless dancer who worked them stages to fund law school ain't betraying the faith by showing her curves. I'm honoring the Creator's design, using what he gave me to shine bright, draw folks in, and maybe even spark a little holy inspiration. God's art deserves to be seen, not hidden, and I'm proud to display it, tastefully, toujours, for his glory. That's the Amy Suzanne way, and I'm sticking to it. Y'all catching my vibe? Let's keep it loud and proud, fam. But hold up, before your girl Amy Suzanne dips out till the next show, I got something special to share. Me cherie. Check this. Here's a quick peek at a feminine attire brand I'm loving and endorsing. This ain't just any gear. It's the kind of style that makes any biological female shine, whether you're a fierce mama, a proud wife, or like me, a real deal biological female domestic extremist's better half. This straight from France attire is going to boost your curves, amplify your sass, and keep it all elegant. Bon plaisir, mon chéri. Till next time, à la prochaine. Y'all, scope out this dope collection, and I'll be back to vibe with you on the next show. So hit that subscribe button, smack them notification bells, and let's keep it poppin', eh?
Though you may not drive a great big Cadillac, against the white walls, TV antennas in the back. You may not have a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful for what you got. Though you may not drive a great big Cadillac, diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with a gangster lean, gangster white wall, TV antennas in the back. You may not have a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful for what you got. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with a gangster lean. Woo-hoo. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with a gangster lean. Woo-hoo. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with a gangster lean. Woo-hoo. Though you may not drive a great big Cadillac, against the white walls, TV antennas in the back. You may not have a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with a gangster lean. Woo-hoo. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with a gangster lean. Woo-hoo. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, begin the scene with a gangster lady. Ooh. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, begin the scene with a gangster lady. Ooh. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, begin the scene with a gangster lady. Ooh. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, begin the scene with a gangster lady. Ooh. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, begin the scene with a gangster lady. Ooh.